Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Broad Belt Speaks. This is
Yes.
episode 3,
Yeah,
going into
season
a
three.
new. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you said episode 3, but it's all right.
Yeah.
That's why the man is here.
I
To
know, thank
correct
you.
the
But
woman.
we wanted him to do the introduction because we have been gone for a minute, and
We
I'm kind
have
of
been.
nervous, and I don't know why. But
Yeah.
so it is season 3 and
Episode 1.
episode 1, and we're
Yeah.
back. We've been vacationing and just
All
chilling.
kind of
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, life definitely takes a part.
It,
And
it does, but it's needed. You went to LA.
went to LA. It was amazing. So, just for everyone, went to LA. It was the first time since 2019 that
Yeah, that's right.
my family and I we tried to get as many of us as we could together, and it's something we do at least 2-3 times a year. Different groups of us will always get together, and we'll always try to have one large group get together. And we was doing it every year consistently. And then after 2019, then the pandemic hit. 2020 nothing, 2021 nothing. So then this year it was very exciting to just see everyone and not even think about, are you tested? Are you vaccinated?
No one thought about that.
It was the excitement of
Right.
seeing your cousin.
It wasn't social distancing going
seeing
on.
Your aunts. And it was just, we were hugging and talking
Yeah.
and drinking and just enjoying the time. It was nice. It was
That's
really nice.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's needed.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Family time is everything. And I went to the Bahamas.
I know.
I
Out
enjoyed
there in the water.
in the water, just
traveling
chilling.
with
and-
all those strangers.
Oh my God, strangers.
Yeah.
But I did like the islands better
Okay.
than the ship. I can say that. So my next trip, I would definitely just take a flight. I do not have to do the ship again. However, it was a good experience.
Okay.
Because that was my second time going on a cruise. But the first time I went on a cruise, it was only a day and a half. And then we arrived in Bahamas and we stayed there for the rest of the days. But this one, we spent a total of 3.5 days on the ship. And that was a bit much to me.
Yeah, well, I told you that when I went on a cruise some time ago, we did 4 days. And it was just after 2 days, that third day was decent, but then I was ready.
Yeah, to go.
Yeah, it was just really 2 days is all I need. I can do 2 days, 3 nights, and I'm good.
To take me home, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did have a great experience. One of the locals in Nassau, we had a great conversation because he actually used to live in Ohio. But he's from the island, but he moved. He had family in Ohio, and I asked him. I was like, "Are you going to go back?" And he was like, "No, I left because it was too stressful of me feeling like I'm going to get pulled over and be shot."
Black man.
Yeah, he was a dark complexion man too. I was like, yeah, you put on that hoodie. Woo! So, but it was interesting to hear his point of view being from the island and him expressing that the reason why he did leave is because back home, he doesn't have to worry about getting shot. He was like, they don't get shot unless you need to get shot, you know? And then he was like, and also we love our kids. And I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
like you love you.
that?
Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I was trying to be polite. We don't go in our schools and shoot our children. That's what he said. And because the whole situation just happened. I think it was in Texas where that happened. Yeah. So I was just like, ooh, yeah, that was a stinger. But I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I get it. He was like, he decided to stay there. And he's about to raise a family. And then I learned some great information from the history as he knows it. Because, everybody has like different scenarios about the slave trade. So I was asking him, or not asking, I made a statement like, we're the same people, y'all just got dropped off in a different location. And he was like, oh, we didn't get dropped off. Yeah, he was like, oh no, it was like Like, what history you learning over there? Like, we didn't get dropped off. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, yes, you did. He was like, no, we escaped from America. So in his history, they're taught that, and me and you spoke about this plenty of times before, but they was taught that they was already on the land in America when the Spaniards came over, they fled. And they went across the waters, and that's how they ended up in the Bahamas. What? They fled?
They fled.
Damn, Ron Bell. Kurt, he been getting me lately on my words. They fled. Like, they wouldn't have caught it if you wouldn't have laughed.
I couldn't help because you said it more than once. And
no, I didn't.
You said it a couple of times, and I was just.
The dogs would have fled.
Oh yeah, that was like, the dogs would have fled. Okay, so they fled, people. So y'all wouldn't have called it. Let me know. I don't know. Maybe y'all would have.
We did talk about it before. That it was already, people here. So it's not as far Black people. It was already here. So, but as Chris, you could find notes and stuff. Even Christopher Columbus talked about everywhere he went. There was always. They didn't call them Black people. They had other names, but it was always people there of dark complexion. So it wasn't like anywhere they went as far as him. Anywhere he went and others, there was just nobody there.
Yeah.
So
that was interesting.
There was other areas that were, explored there. It was empty, but anyway, very true. Very true.
Okay. Well, they fled America and went to the islands. Yeah. So it was a great conversation. We had a great conversation. Sure. But so my trip was really good. I got back last week. I think it was like last week I got back. So, but that food tore me up though.
You told me about that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Just let everybody know, because you're not a big meat
eater.
Right.
Yeah, but I was doing some gluttony on that trip, and my body was like, "You are tripping, lady." I came back home and we do not eat like this. I had some snail, I had frog legs. I even ate pork. I know.
Yeah.
I was eating pork. And I was eating pepperoni pizzas. I never eat pepperoni pizza. Yeah. So my body was
but to me, that's what you do when you really unplug and eject from, your normal activity. Yeah. You just do whatever. You really be in the moment and enjoy it. And try something new. You never ate snails.
The fried snails was awesome.
They were fried.
Oh yeah, it was fried.
I've never had snails. So I don't even.
Oh my god, they were so good. Yeah. The frog legs was terrible. It was like stewed frog legs. It was terrible. Yeah. But the snail, I would definitely get again. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like, because they served it outside, so flies was everywhere. You know how when you're at a picnic and it was like you can't even eat your food, you're trying to cover it up. But it was on the beach, so I get it. And I took some great pictures, but I would have rather ate it in the inside. Yeah.
Or at least have I don't know, the tiki lamps help.
He did light some. He lit something. It wasn't tiki. I don't know what it was, but the tiki lamps. But
they do something.
Yeah. The flies was like, fuck that. They was used to whatever he lit. They was used to it, so it didn't matter. But it was a good experience. I would like to go back, like I was saying before, but I want to spend more time on the island and not in the water. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so then, like, now we're back here after our long vacation. I feel like
a hiatus.
Yeah, it was what, March, April?
I think
March. So Kurt was like, I don't know.
It's been. I said 6 weeks, but it might have been more than 6 weeks. It's been a minute. So I went to This is June, and I went to LA in May.
Okay, so that was when
so April was the last time we did something. So it's probably been 8 weeks with everything.
Yeah. And a lot is happening in the world. As you guys know, our world is crazy. Not the world. I want to say this is what I've learned.
Okay.
That we're just a small percentage of shit that goes on. Other places, they're probably peaceful and living their best life. But here in America, we just always got the drama going. We got the people with mental illnesses and we're schizophrenic. I feel like it's just us, you know, because when I went to the Bahamas, they live in a low key life. And it's not all about material shit, you know? So they're not all into buying this and buying that. It's just about happiness, you know? So I don't want to say the world.
For people here, that is their happiness.
Which is
so everyone
crazy.
defines it
differently. But is it really truly happiness? Because once you get all the material shit, you're still not fulfilled.
Yeah, but that's an opinion.
That is an opinion.
Yeah.
But I would like to ask or do a survey.
Ask someone and see, are you happy? Is this happiness for you? And the thing is, you want them to be honest. Like, don't tell me
that it is.
You don't want to admit that you're not. So that's the thing. People have to get out of the way of their own pride,
right,
and ego, and say and really humble themselves and say, okay, well, no, I'm not happy. But how many people really would do that? So that's right. You always run into that. What's really going on, and so many people won't admit to it. You know, we always talk about being honest with yourself and pulling back the layers and truly admitting to who you are and accepting that. And what you want to improve is what you want to improve. Is the shit. I say that I was just having a conversation with my son, and he was talking about living as far as maybe moving to a new location and blah, blah, blah. And I just simply said, this is your life. It's not for me or anyone else to determine what you do with your life. You have to figure out what makes you happy and what brings you peace. And until you do that, you're searching and you're figuring out, and it's all about the experiences that you get in, hopefully taking those experiences and learning from them.
Right.
But I said, no one else can tell you no one can tell me what's going to make me happy. Only thing someone can tell me is what made them happy. So they can tell me, well, in my life, this is everything I did that made me happy. This is what puts a smile on my face. This was bringing me peace, because we're not the same. So all of those things work for you. Maybe some might be helpful for me, but we're different. So I can't take your path and try to mimic that, replicate that same path, thinking
that it's going to work.
Bring me happiness. So
yeah, do you think happiness comes from the external, or do you think it is all internally?
To me, my personal opinion, and as I always say, completely subjective. I think it's all internal. I think external is just there to support what you already have. So if you're already not happy, then all the external things that bring you happiness, to me, is temporary highs. So because for one thing, people are inconsistent. So meaning that let's say you find happiness with this partner of yours, male, female, whatever. And so you're happy with them. Everything is amazing. And then all of a sudden you dislike something they do. And that just changes, in that moment, or maybe for weeks or months, changes how you feel about them. So now you are depending on them to be a certain way all the time so you could be happy, which is unfair to them. Because we are constantly changing. We're constantly evolving and becoming whatever it is we're going to become. So you want to put me in a box and say who I am in 2022 that makes you smile. I have to be that for the rest of our lives together. If I change any way from that, if I alter anything, then you're going to be upset and I'm supposed to be wrong because of that. And to me, that's unfair to anybody. But if you're happy
it's a lot
internally,
of pressure.
If I'm happy with myself, then you can change, you can do whatever, because your life doesn't
dictate minds.
Right, my happiness, as far as my happiness. You know, we can have things that we disagree on and everything, but you know, is why I always say to you, I appreciate everybody for who they are. And I truly do. I'm completely at peace with that. I don't have an issue with no one. My power in choice is what I've discovered to determine if I want to engage with you. So I don't interact and engage with someone that I don't align with as far as energy and all these other things that create a connection for me with people. And there's no right or wrong to it. It's just, I'm not feeling you like that, so I just don't deal with you. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm right. It just means that we didn't have that connection. I connect with those that I connect with, and that's it. But we want to create judgment and say, oh, Speaks, you know, acting like this or whatever. Like, why don't she want to hang with me? Or if she don't want to hang, why does it matter? If she doesn't want to hang with, she don't want to hang with you. Why are you placing value in what someone else is doing with the choices in their life? When you should be placing everything into what you're doing. And I think that's difficult for people because they're so caught up in wanting to be accepted, and appreciated by someone else.
Others. So, do you think that comes from upbringing, the way that we want to be validated by others, or is it just because we have to be? That behavior is taught. You know, to seek external things to make us happy, because it took me time to get to the point to say, wait, like, I am in charge of my happiness. It's not, I'm going to do something outside of myself that's going to make me happy.
Well, and then again, but again, with that, we're all different. So for you and I, we might, and that's why I always say, everything I say is just my opinion. Is completely subjective. That's why I say, you know, I tell you all the time, there's no blueprint to any of this. You know, we try to say there's a standard that we should follow, but that standard was created by an idea of what one person thought or a group of people thought. Well, that might have been good for them, but that's not good for everyone. You can't try to place everyone under umbrella and say we're all going to move this way when we're individuals. But I would say if someone needs that external feeling from someone else to be happy, that might be what works best for them. And if that's what they need, then that's what they need. And then you take myself, I don't need that. I feel that my internal happiness is what allows me to operate the way that functions best for me. But then if you take my children, they don't operate like I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I can't try to force the way I operate on them. That's why I'm constantly telling them, this is your life for you to live. So whenever you have a conversation with someone and you're talking about experiences and opinions and things like that, everyone is speaking from their view, from their lens, from their perspective, based off of what they experienced up to this point, and then what their assumptions of, even if they haven't experienced, then it's an assumption for either what they've seen on TV or what they heard other people talk about or whatever. But I just feel like if everyone would just remove all of those criterias and quote unquote standards, and to just allow everyone to be and appreciate everyone for that, and say, me and Kurt don't align, so I don't deal with Kurt. But there's nothing wrong with that. Like, again, people want to say, me and Kurt don't, you know, we're not friends, we don't go out and do whatever, so it must be something wrong with one of us. No, it's not. There's nothing wrong with none of us. It's just we didn't connect like that. Yeah.
So another question. So do you think that religion plays a important part in human society?
I feel like religion is to control.
So, but this is the thing, because
religion causes more deaths than, in my opinion, than anything. I would truly need to do the research on it, but I feel like so many battles, so many disagreements, so many lives are taken in the name of people's beliefs.
Right.
and they use that as that's their that's what they stand on, and they believe it's so strong.
They do, and it's really weird to me. But on the it's like it's so strong about that belief. But on the flip side, I do see individuals that
that's external.
That's why I bring it up. Yeah, that's why I bring it up, because it's the external happiness, right? Because you're
looking outside
of yourself
to find something. Because you don't see that in you, so you're looking for it outside.
Right. So you have two different types of beings that some have to look for external. What you were saying, some people external vices helps them be happy, right?
And that is okay.
Right. So that's where the religion comes into play, is because I need that to help me stay the course and be happy.
And to me, that's where even those who are so strong and committed to their faith, if they could allow someone who is not in their religion to be just who they are and not look at them as there's something wrong with them because you're not following this path that is, that me and all of my people within this religion are following. They'll call you worldly, they'll call you a sinner. They have all these names for you, as if because you're not aligned with them, like there's supposed to be something wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong with, and that's the thing. That's why I say we're so self-centered, egotistical, narcissistic. With all of these things, all of us to a certain degree, we're all of these things, and we want people to align with us. So if my group is doing this, you should be over here with us. And if you're not, then you're against us.
Right.
Instead of me just appreciating that you're just doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more. There's nothing greater than that. We build it out to be so much more. That's how I say to you, life in general is simple. It's truly simple. It's complicated because we're emotional creatures. So I don't go through life just doing whatever I want to do, because I have to interact with this person, that person, and depending on how they're feeling is what I have to deal with. So if they're having a good day, then it's a good interaction. They're having a bad day, then there's some movement within our interaction that has to be played with. So because of that, everyone is not me. So I'm not dealing with me, which wouldn't be good anyway. But because we all have our ups and downs. But it's because of that life is, in my opinion, again, life is complicated because we're emotional creatures.
Okay.
And in that, we live off emotions.
We do.
As well as our logic. But those emotions that kick in that create turmoil.
Right. So I think religion is definitely needed for those that cannot find happiness, and they have to look externally
and that's for that.
Focus. But on the other hand, people want to have control, and I think they use it in ways that it's just not beneficial.
The pastor, the minister, the preacher.
They was called,
that's what they claim. It's so funny with that. So let me say this. Nowadays, I believe so. Just from some ministers I know, they have to now have they have to be educated in theology.
That's preferred.
And all of those things. Where before it was, I have a calling, and it was just reading the book.
Right. But that was only in the non-denominational.
Is where they do that.
Yes.
The other ones you still had to.
You're supposed to. Okay. Yeah. Which I really like the Methodist Church.
Okay. Because
you going through all these loopholes under the table. It takes time to get to the position of being a pastor over the flock. Like, they even give you like this small church in the country. So you could be a pastor there, and they put you in a house and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like they got it set up. It's a business. It's more so in a business type of
a business.
It is very much a business, but non-denomination is not a business. It felt like it's like pimping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need some followers and you need them to pay. So I was called
Which
this
is
morning.
funny because, and I'm not a religious person, but everyone who's, who talks about as far as with Jesus and everything, he wasn't one for,
Yeah.
all of that. We talked about this before. He went into, I can't remember where he went, where he shut everything down.
Yeah, that's the story that they say, he wasn't pleased. Like, why y'all trading in the temple, whatnot.
So,
but so
it's big business. I know when I was in Chicago before I moved here, I went to this huge mega church, as they call them, and I remember the pastor. It was a female pastor. I remember she pulled up, or every time when we would go to church, she would always pull up in this limo and get out, and it was just
a limo.
This whole
a limo.
And I remember sitting in there, and they would do, you would give the money,
the tithes.
Mm-hmm. And I remember they would say, everyone, I still remember this so clearly. And I'm sitting there like, wow, it was so much money in my mind. They were like, everyone who's given 10,000 and more, come down. So serious. So people who know me, that this is my word. So whenever, like, my word is everything. So this is my word. It was like 10,000 and up. People came down, like 6-7 people came down. It wasn't a large number. And then they were like, 5,000. And then you had a larger group come down. And then they said everyone 1,000 and up, and they were literally calling out dollar amounts.
Wow.
And then when they said 1,000 and under, then everyone, came. And I was just sitting there, and I remember we had to get up, and I remember my mother giving me a couple of dollars to put in. And I was just like, I remember thinking, this is crazy. And I'm like 9, 10.
Yeah. You was already aware.
Yeah. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And just the whole scene of pulling up in a limo.
Yeah. All of that is playing in your mind. And now people giving 10,000.
And I'm talking about diamonds on the finger. Like, you could see, it was just like, wow, the money that is being made from that. But yeah.
For them to give a word. That you can really,
word that you can read yourself.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. That's external. All this external things.
Our interpretation is different. You and I can read the same article.
Oh yes.
And interpret it different. There'll be pieces that we see the same, and then there'll be other pieces in the article that we see different. All three of us, me, you, and Kurt, could read the same thing, and we'll have similarities. Like, but there are going to be points that we won't agree with. We will see it differently.
Yeah.
So we're trying to put someone at the pulpit and have them give you their interpretation, and you're following their, as if they are of a greater mind than you, as if they can read those same letters, those consonants and vowels. They can read them way better than you.
Yeah.
I know. You went to school, you learned how to read. Or the last thing, so many of the people in the congregation, they only know the scriptures that are being told to them. I've talked to you about this before. They don't know. They've never just took the time to read the entire Bible on their own. They're only reading the scriptures that are being told to them, which to me is just insane. But, that's how
I got in trouble when I started reading. Reading it for myself, and I'm like, right here it says,
and I'm not looking at you like, what made you read that? Like, you're not supposed to read that. You wasn't told to read that.
Right. And they're like, well, it's going to be confusing because it's the word of God, but don't question the word of God. That's what they used to tell me.
Creating individuals in this church. We don't want that. We want everyone to be clones.
Basically, But it's, like I said before, it is good for some people. But speaking on this topic, it is a segue into what is a woman? I hear that all the time now on the news. We're talking about what is a woman. It's a documentary coming out on what is a woman, and this plays into the pronouns that they're using to call individuals. Like that, to me, is a whole religion thing. That's the mindset that it gives me. It feels like it's a religion being made for us to follow, that make you feel bad when you are not doing it our way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're supposed to use these words and not that word. If you do, you're bad, because that's how they make you feel, like you're bad for not knowing that I'm a they, or So it's a whole little religion going on right now.
It's fun, and the thing is, they are the ones bringing attention to it. It's like me walking out and yelling what I am. Like, I'm a heterosexual male. I like eating this, or I enjoy this. Nobody knows until you.
Right.
I always say to you, for everyone else, I'm one who believes there's an angle to people when they volunteer information, because I'm like, why? I didn't ask you, so why are you just openly telling me this? What's the angle here? Like, but that's how I look at it. Maybe and part of that is that nurture versus nature. So for me, part of that is the nurture part. Growing up in Chicago, people do that. There was usually
got an angle,
some type of hustle, going on. Some type of manipulation, or them trying to create a situation that benefits them.
Right.
And when you look at it, a lot of times, that's what's going on. Like, they're trying to, be recognized, be seen, be noticed, and be identified a certain way. And why can't you just be you? Why can't you be at peace and sit there and engage with people and everything else? No one, and the thing is, they know, in my opinion, they know that no one is intentionally trying to be offensive. They are looking for
Do
that.
they?
Well, that's what I said, in my opinion.
Okay, because it feels like every time it's like they really are clueless on.
But see, to me, it's so easy to. It's so easy for me in my mind, again, completely subjective, to make that claim. Like, someone can easily say, if I walk up and touch your breast, and you're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was wrong." It's so easy to be like, "Well, I didn't know you wouldn't like that. I wouldn't know that that's an issue."
That is
with doing
true.
That where,
Well, maybe they're so ready for conflict that they're waiting on it, right?
Any kind of conflict is, to me, is what's going on. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like they really are not standing on any true value
or facts behind what they're saying. But this is what I want to get into, is the media is giving them that outlet to speak, because the only reason why we know about this shit that's going on is because the media has allowed them to to partake in having a voice.
Yeah, but to me, that's just the media's job. Like, the media, the media is all about entertainment, and how can we create entertainment? And if this is what's going on, we're going to highlight this as much as possible. We're going to create even new angles within this to talk about, to create more conversation. They could care less about what is really impacting the people, as I always see.
That's true.
On the ground level.
That's
true.
Really
impacted by it, because they're not impacted by it to that degree.
Yeah.
It's benefiting them because they're getting viewers. And it's all about that.
Well, the viewership has spilled over into Congress. I mean, they're having all of this conversation on if you're a woman now, and they want to change woman to birth givers.
I saw that.
They talk about that. This is getting a little bit out of hand, people.
With the Senate and House of Representatives, they was doing something. They were reading, and that's how they were referring to women. As and
then one man was just like, I don't understand why what's wrong with mommy or mom.
We removed that, but that's where we are right now.
I know
everything is extremely sensitive, and everyone is to me, everyone is trying to find their niche within it.
Right.
Regardless of how harmful it may be to current civilization.
Yeah.
They're just looking
in America.
Yeah.
I feel like if I go to other people's news, they ain't even giving a fuck about, like, it's a woman. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's here.
And we dying for attention. If you look now, because of social media, I can't tell how many times I'm looking at something and they're showing somebody walking down the street and they touch you or something, just to be seen, just to be noticed, and to get it on video so they can upload it onto social media. And it's like, people wasn't doing that 20 years ago. People weren't just
No,
acting a
but
fool
everyone
out in the
wants to be
street.
seen, like you
Exactly.
said.
Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to get some type of appreciation, which to me is truly showing just how how much despair people have and how they undervalue themselves because that's the external. It'll get completely subjective again, but they're looking for that externally.
Yeah.
They haven't figured out that they are amazing, wonderful, outstanding, all these things within just themselves.
All by
they
yourself.
Need someone else to approve it. So it's like, well, it's like when someone says the approval of my mother or the approval of my father or this, they are just your father and your mother. That's a title. They are just a person. They're just an individual who makes mistakes, who fuck up and do bullshit just like you. So why put that on them to be, this standard of perfect and being flawless and untainted? Like, no, they full of shit. Just like you, and they're trying to figure it out, just like you. The difference is the experiences that they've been able to go through because they live longer, so they of course experience more. It doesn't mean they're any more intelligent as far as having an understanding, because again, you can go through shit, but if you didn't learn or identify and acknowledge what you just went through, then it was lost on you, because then you just keep repeating it, and now you become the definition of what Einstein says is insanity. So.
We are insane, but it's okay. It's okay. I think we're learning at the same time.
I do want to say that.
Okay.
I'm excited 'cause we hadn't talked in a while.
Okay.
I was thinking about this the other day, literally either yesterday or the day before, and I was thinking about how they always talk about evolution, how they always trying to define evolution for our species and stuff. And I was just thinking that we are, if you think about being born and everything, it's like, to me, there's no, again, the way I'm starting to look at it is there's no aging going on. It's our evolution. So I evolved from a baby to a toddler to a young man, and then to a young adult, and then to where I was as in my 30s or whatever, if you want to put a number to it. But it's just my evolution.
Right.
Because I'm still going, I'm changing.
Yeah.
Well, we try to look at it
Constantly.
as a bad way and say, oh, you're getting old or but no, it's my, it's my evolution.
Yeah.
So it's me going from not being able to move to crawling, to standing, to running, to this, and then starting to pick up a little weight and getting taller, and then continuing to evolve to where gray hairs and this and that. But it's not.
It's not aging.
No,
that's what you're saying.
The evolution of me, your evolution of you.
Yeah,
and
that's a great way of looking at it, though. Yeah, because
thank you.
You're welcome. But I was I was thinking about like birthdays recently on how we all celebrate each birthday, and is it that necessary to celebrate each birthday, especially when the dates are, you say my birthday is December 13th, but really is it December 13th because that was the title and everything was created by men. So actually every day is really a new day, but we have put it in a whole circle and it keeps going, around in this loop over and over again. But really, is it a loop, or is it you just continue to go forward? It's like it's a brand new day.
Everything is all created by us, as far as very early on, and we are just participants in that, and we make changes, to things, but we're just participating in what was already built and established, and we're just chipping off a little bit here, chipping off a little bit there, and we're, sculpting what we want things to look like. That's all. Everything, my opinion, everything around us is what we sculpted, is what we want it to look like.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on that we didn't want to be, as far as from driving to flying to everything else that we have going on, from colors to the way we created language, all these different things. It's just all what we have established, and we've all participated in it.
Yeah, we can, or we don't have to participate in it, but it's all individual,
It is.
But I do appreciate it. It's some good things in our society. I think we do kind of focus on the negative way too much, but it's a lot of positive things that's happening in our society as like Americans.
But if you look at just when I was saying with us evolving, it's the same thing with society. It's it's an evolution. You look at, if you go all the way back to 20,000 years ago, and then you look at today, it's just the constant evolution of, and it's the people. So as we are evolving, civilization, is impacted by that.
Right.
So, and that's why it's the constant change and that goes on.
And change is good, because we're supposed to learn from what we go through.
And we should be changing. We're changing regardless, meaning our physical nature is changing.
Something gonna change. You're right.
So
mentally, individuals may stay the same.
And you could definitely, we talk about this, some people plateau at 20 and that's it. We've all seen it. We've all talked to people.
Yes. They living in their high school days.
And you're like, they are the same. They still, I tell you all the time, it's so funny to me how you run into people and they still talk about high school. I don't talk about high school. I don't talk about it. I'm always talking about the present, or, maybe if a conversation comes back, what we did a year ago, or whatever, but I'm always in the current, the present day is, because I'm living for today. What happened back then is happened back then, but for some people, those are their best moments.
That's their glory days.
And it's only their glory days, because that's how they look at it. If they focused on today and put energy and actually valued today, their life would be what they want it to be. But
absolutely.
They create excuses. They say, I'm not working a job I want to work.
Yeah.
Well, why not? Like, literally, in my mind, it's like, well, why not? I understand we have obstacles, we have all these things, but how much work did you really put into getting to what you want before you just said, because we all hit walls. We all, regardless of race, everyone has obstacles to get through. Some of ours, some of the walls we had to climb over are smaller than, that's if, we want to try to compare them, but I'm not one who want to compare. But if we want to, we can say some walls are smaller than others, depending on finances and what's, more available to us. But how much work did you really put in to it before you just gave up and said, you know what, everything is against me, so I'm not going to push through? Because is that always the case with everything? And I will say, I think in some situations you run into a lot that can affect you, but did you really want to push through? Did you really want that?
No, you didn't. And from my perspective, is people just give up on themselves, and that's why they get stuck, because they think, okay, this is just what it is.
Very true.
Yeah.
This is a lot. I've had people say to me, this is my life. This is life I'm supposed to live.
Yeah.
It's disheartening to me.
It is. It's like, this is all for you?
Yeah. It's
like
but again, so for me, if they say that in regards to they're happy, then
let it be.
It's only when someone says it and they're unhappy.
I've never heard it come out of someone's mouth and they're happy. Yeah, it's always been those. It's like, this is just, and in my mind, I'm like, you could change it anytime you want.
But the thing is, that goes
You
back
can't.
to the quote unquote the secret. Like, do you know that? Do you
Yeah.
know that you can change
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
if you want to change it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, people think, I'm speaking in general, but people think, okay, I want to make a change, and it's just going to happen overnight.
Yeah, they don't understand that it's going to take work.
It might take 20 years.
Oh, just changing your mindset first. Before you even put the action into place, you have to. That's will power to change your routines and things of that nature.
As I say, who I am right now didn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So any changes I make is not going to happen overnight. Mm-hmm. It was years of investment to get to where I am, and it would take additional years of investing in me if I want to change things.
Or reprogram some things about myself, which I do want to reprogram a little bit of things about myself, but pretty much I'm happy and at peace with where I am in life.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. You move differently. I always tell people, you navigate this world so different once you get to a place of being at peace and a sense of happiness for you. You still have to interact with others, but my interactions are so peaceful because there's nothing that you can do that unless I allow it, unless you force it on me. Now that's different. You can force something on me, and then I still have the power to determine how I want to respond. But outside of you forcing something on me, it's whatever I allow. So if you're angry, I don't have to be angry in response to your anger. So if I allow it, then I can allow that emotion to impact me, and now my emotion has changed, and it's almost like you just controlled that. And to me, I'm big on that control. Is I just allowed you to control that.
Right.
Now, if I want to get angry, then I can get angry. But if you push that on me and I allowed it, and it's like, then you're like, afterwards, you're like, why did I even get angry at that? Like, why did I even allow it to, like, to me, that's when you know that you should have just walked away from it. When you're like, why did I even allow that to upset me?
Yeah.
When you're like, I don't even care about that.
Oh, really?
So it's like, so you just allow someone else's emotions to change.
And sometimes you just want to participate.
True.
That's so. I mean, for me, it was like, man, I'm about to participate in this shit. Like I'm fully aware. Yes, yes,
like,
yes.
Let me see where this.
Let me see where it can go. I play games.
Let me
I
poke
do
them with this question. Well, let me respond a certain
and
way
see what they say.
See what they say.
Yeah.
Because that is fun.
It is fun, because you're fully aware what you're doing, so that's different, and you're not reacting to somebody else's emotion. And what I've learned that you could actually calm other people down, like if they're emotional, if you come into that space and you are calm, they realize, like, if they're not blinded by rage, they realize that they look stupid as fuck. And I need to calm down.
But I've been in situations where they just got, like you said, their rage went even higher because they're mad.
Wow.
They get even more angry because I'm so calm.
Well, you can't be calm, asshole calm. It's two different things, Broadville. You might have gave them the asshole calm, right?
Like, why are you smiling?
Right.
I didn't know I was smiling. It's a defensive mechanism. I didn't know. It's what I do.
You have to be.
When I'm in an awkward situation.
I
don't know.
It's almost like a mothering calmness that brings them down. It's a way you have to do it. It's that I've experienced anyway. It's not like you just sitting there like.
But that takes me to. I'm happy I remember, because for everyone, we were talking about this prior to the show. What I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, because it's almost time to wrap it on up.
And we do this thing where it's employee experience survey, and that's just one name. Different corporations or organizations, they use different names to describe it, but it's a survey that you give to your employees, and it's all of these leading questions to determine or to see where you are as far as your happiness with the company. Like, would you refer the company to, a friend? But the question that always stands out to me that I always answer, either neutral, which they don't like you to do neutral because neutral always goes negative, or I'll say, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Just learned something new.
So because you're not answering, because a non-answer is not a good answer. So they take it as a negative answer. So I either do is like some places say neutral, some places give you an option to say does not apply or whatever. So depending on the survey, I'll select one of those, or I'll say no to it, or I don't agree, or I strongly don't agree. It's always funny to me when they do that because I'm like, if I don't agree, I don't agree. There's no strongly, or it is I don't agree. But anyway, so they asked the question, do you believe you can be yourself at work? And I'm paraphrasing it, but it's pretty much that's what they're asking.
Oh gosh.
And I always, like I said, I always do either doesn't apply or neutral, or I'll say no, or I strongly don't agree, because I'm not being me at work. I'm being a version of myself.
But you're not getting all of me.
But no, you're not getting me because I can't be me. Because if I'm me, then I would say, why the hell we doing this? This doesn't make sense.
This is redundant.
You said this 2 times or 10 times before and it didn't get us anywhere. So let's start, but I can't do that. Oh my God, bless you. That COVID is coming out.
Let's not talk about COVID. Let's not talk about COVID.
We're gonna talk. But yeah, so whenever they ask that, I'm like, oh no, like I'm not, and I don't know if, honestly, I don't feel like too many people really are. I feel like everyone is a version of themselves at work. But that question, I'm like, why is this question even in here?
But wouldn't that be so awesome if you could be yourself?
Yeah, but it would. Yeah, it would be, because it would be freeing.
Yeah,
to be, but instead, I'm tapering back things. Like,
I know.
So all these things are swirling through my mind. All these thoughts.
On how to answer.
Right? And instead, I have to be tactful.
Yeah.
I have to approach it a certain way because I have to work with you. I have to, compromise so we can resolve things and we can move forward.
Right.
But at times,
that's so true.
You want to just say, so you want to be very straightforward, direct. You want to even be terse to a certain degree.
Right.
But then that's going to create a break, or it's going to create that relationship is not going to be as strong as it was. So down the line, you all might be working on a project, and that's in their head. Oh, Martin said this, and blah, blah, blah. And you got to be mindful of all of those things.
Right.
And that's where it's playing, we talk about it. That's the part you don't like about corporate. Is you have to play in that game. You have to be able to understand it. I don't like the game. So,
but I think that's what I'm seeking.
Yeah.
A place where I can truly be myself. I just got it. It was a light bulb. Boom.
There it is.
I was like, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you see it right there?
I do.
Bam, it's like, boy.
It's small, but it's there.
Hey, Kurt. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be teaming up on me. He's like, haven't laughed the whole, and then you.
Because he saw it too. He saw that little 15-volt light bulb. See, Kurt now working off 100.
Y'all can work off y'all 100. Shoot. I love myself. But anywho, this was a great episode. I enjoyed it.
I agree. It was.
I needed it. Until you step away from something, you don't really realize how much
you truly appreciate it. And,
exactly.
And how much, it's one of those things where you're like, it's part of what makes me smile. It's
it's my balance. It's like I needed to sit on the couch, and then I got my beautiful doggy over here snoring.
I know. His eyes look dreamy right now. Like he's barely holding on. Like,
I know the camera can't see him. Camera can't see him, can he? You can see him? Okay. Yeah.
Like his eyes, he's not even moving.
I know. It's like, yes, rub me. I missed you. But yeah, so it has been wonderful.
It has.
And I cannot even remember. Did we did the I am at the end, right?
I am. We did. Before we do the I am, though, I do want to say we are in Flux Creative Studios as always, and we're always
Can I show his shirt?
working with. You can. We're always working with the internationally known engineer of the last 2 decades. Kurt is in the building, and Tiffany is about to speaks. Just stepped away for a quick minute. Also followed you out there.
Okay.
It's official.
It's
You cannot deny it. You cannot deny it. So
Engineer of the decade.
of the decade.
Chicka wow wow.
That is his from his first job he retired from, his first career.
Oh, chicka wow wow.
Nico's excited.
Nico's like, what happened?
I know.
What is going
Even
on?
Also like, oh, what's going on?
There's
What's going
too
on?
much movement around me.
But yes.
Yes.
Now the
I am. So you go first since I
Okay.
did the intro and screwed up the intro and all that. But you go.
No, I would say I am thankful to have the ability to continue to grow.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
I know.
I can't sing.
That's what the XY does.
Oh. Why? It's always gender, people. We're humans. I would say I am.
Can you say it?
Yeah.
So-
I am a woman.
Are you sure?
Yes. That's what I want to say. I'm a woman and I love
Not
it.
a birth.
I'm not
what's it called?
a birth giver.
A birth giver. Okay.
Some women don't want to give birth, but no, but
Yeah.
I am grateful. I am grateful. I am so grateful to have this space to just speak and share our voice. And
Yeah, I agree.
Kurt is here and he's given us the opportunity to bring you guys Broad Belt Speaks over and over again. Season 3.
Season 3.
So, but go ahead. You have
I
more
was
things.
going to say, I want us to talk about that on the next show. And when I say that, meaning the right of a woman with either having a child or terminating the life.
That is a whole
terminating
thing
the pregnancy. Yeah,
going
it's
on.
getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And
But I just put my little 2 cents in.
Yeah.
I think it is all a show, and if it does become illegal to do it, we'll just go in the back houses like we used to back in the day.
It's true, very true.
We're gonna get it done. If you don't want to have a baby, you're not, or you jumping down the steps. You know what I'm saying? Like that totally works. Or go on a roller coaster ride, people. That works. There's so many things you can look up and on Google it.
I got Nico leave.
I know, nigga. Like I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that.
Don't put too much into these lawmakers. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna do what you need to be done in your life.
Because that's what they're doing. They're doing what they want to do.
They're doing what they want to do. It's
They've
just
already
too
been
much.
elected, and now they're figuring out what they want to do after that.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
So
don't give them that much power, people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And with that, let's stop these damn big corporations from making the laws too.
I know.
They are making these laws and
Why don't you have no babies? Because they get more money.
Yeah. But anyway, okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna end it because we can keep
We
going.
can keep going. So thank you as always for watching. You can find us on Instagram at Broad Belt Speaks. You can look us up on YouTube. Rob's pretty any social media. If you just put in Broad Belt Speaks, you will find us. Whether it's Apple, Spotify, somewhere we're all over. So again, thank you.
Thank you guys.
We're back.
We're back.